Hello and a happy new month to you. I'm Esther Gishuki and this is Agri News. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a look at today's stories. The National Assembly Committee on Environment and Natural Resources has called for Keriako Tobiko to appear before the committee to shed more light on the Mau evictions before the exercise is conducted. The committee's chairman, Karieke Mbuki, in a statement also asked the Environment Ministry to ensure there is public participation, sensitization and engagement with local leaders of the affected communities and counties as is recommended in the Constitution.
Is CS Tobiko acting as Minister for Environment in this, his voodoo conservation experiment? Absolutely no. If he is, I challenge CS Tobiko to table the cabinet approvals, including copies of cabinet minutes where this Mau issue has been canvassed in cabinet and cabinet reach a decision that it is proper for these people to be brutally kicked and left in the cold.
We are leaders and the people who are living in Mau are human beings. Wale watoto ambao wanaenda shule katika sehemu ya Mau ni watoto kama watoto wa Tobiko. Na yeye atijaribu kutufurusha, sisi tunamwambia Mau atuondoki leo, hatukuondoka jana na hatutawahi toka sehemu ya Mau. Afikirie vingine.
We do not expect any unilateral activity, but we also want to urge our members of parliament to avoid inflammatory statements, to avoid name calling, to avoid building up a situation in which it will look like it's one community versus another community.
Security personnel has been deployed to the Mau forest to carry out the second phase of evictions, which is targeting some alleged 10,000 illegal settlers. This comes after the state last week published 1,274 title deeds in the Mau complex in the dailies for cancellation. The Ministry of Land in 2018 sought court orders to nullify the titles which were irregularly and unlawfully issued. The court in June granted the prayers, asking the ministry to publish the titles, the owners and the acreage they acquired. Rift Valley Regional Coordinator George Natembeya during the weekend says his office is waiting for Environment Cabinet Secretary Keriako Tobiko's nod to carry out the exercise. Our reporter Alan Ochando visited the Mau complex ahead of the planned evictions and interacted with some of the residents who are yet to vacate the forest, and he now brings us the following report.
The Mau issue has been a hot call for more than a decade now. Politicians and the government embroiled in a tug of war. What exactly ails the Mau? Mau, Kenya's largest water catchment area that is slowly metamorphosing into a source of conflict, pitting the government, elected leaders and locals. From above the forest, there are two scenes, a depleted one and a tree-infested other. On the ground, locals continue with their activities, but apprehensive of a bleak and an uncertain future. Whenever the thoughts of leaving their homes strike, they shudder, but the government holds they must move, a directive they have vowed to defy.
Of course, people are going to make a lot of noise, as usual. We can choose to listen to that noise and then face the consequences in another 5 years.
Mimi sikumaliza shule sababu ya eviction ya 2005. Sasa nikaamua nitafuta kibarua.
Sisi tuko nyumbani. Tumekaa hapa miezi hapa karibu 60 na hakuna pahali tunaenda.
Samson Kiplagat is 59 years old, a husband of 2 with 13 children and 6 grandchildren. He has called this place home for 20 years. His tribulations epitomize that of many here whose fate remains unknown. He is armed with his title deed. Environment Cabinet Secretary Keriako Tobiko has, however, trashed such documents as worthless.
Hiyo shamba ilitoka Masai, akanunua na Mkale akaushia mimi. Sasa ni mimi mtu yanga ya tatu.
Kama yako ni karatasi, we toa ya chuma. Toa yako ya chuma. Alafu tuchue kweli hii karatasi yetu hafanyi kazi, lakini yako ya chuma ifanye kazi. Toa hiyo nione.
Work is going on here as usual, armed with radios to keep them abreast of government plans to evict them lest they are caught off guard and ambushed. Such wiry faces painting a picture of desperation. There are 15 schools in the disputed section of Mau Forest, and their fate hangs in the balance.
They are not registered, they've got no TSC teacher, they don't benefit from free primary education. Yeah, that basically centers where young girls and boys go there to waste their life.
Rais mwenyewe ilijenga hii shule. Kama rais nataka choma hiyo shule ni yake.
According to documents, 5 large ranches are to blame for the current mess. Government says the ranches have encroached on forest land massively. The Sisian ranch originally had 447.5 acres of land, but currently has 1,215.6 acres. Nkaroni Ranch initially measured 1,597.5 acres of land, but currently measures 5,582.5 acres. Enosokon Group Ranch initially comprised of 155 acres, but now has ballooned to a whopping 6,530 acres of land. Enashikomi initially was 1,748.5 acres, but has been inflated to 9,748.5 acres. And finally, Rio is currently 878.6 acres, yet at first was only 26 acres. The Maasai and Kipsigis communities have been in a blame game over the Mau forest encroachment and eviction crisis. The Maasai accusing the Kipsigis community of encroaching on forest land, while the Kipsigis insist they acquired the land through a willing seller, willing buyer process, and thus they legitimately own the lands. The issue many a times turning political. ODM leader Raila Odinga back in 2009 paid the political price when he was divorced politically by the Rift Valley region after he was accused of engineering the evictions then. The blame this time is being directed at President Uhuru Kenyatta and threatens to break the proverbial camel's back. Leaders are accusing the head of state of looking the other way while locals suffer.
Wale wananchi wenye walifanya kufanya Uhuru Kenyatta kuwe rais, ile agenda ilifanya Uhuru Kenyatta kuwe rais na naibu wa rais William Ruto, ati sasa hivi natembea na Tobiko wako na uwezo juu ya rais kufurusha watu wa Mau.
The first of evictions left behind a trail of destruction. Thousands were rendered homeless. But the fruits of the exercise are evident, as what used to be a human habitat is now littered with sprouting tree seedlings determined to regain Mau forest's original form. The second phase targets more than 60,000 people, and CS Tobiko has vowed not to engage the reverse gear. Security personnel are already combing the area, and such prayers are now a regular thing here to catch the government's ear.
Watu wasikizane, waishi katika umoja ili taifa ipate kujengwa na isonge mbele. Asante Bwana kwa sababu mmesikia ombi hili.
The Mau escarpment dotted and littered with houses. Normal activities going on as usual. The government insists local must live by their own volition or be evacuated. Alan Ochanda in Mau.
The 30th edition of the Maralal Camel Derby entered its second day in Samburu County, with the competition attracting over 60 participants. Samburu County Governor Moses Lenol Kulal flagged off the event aimed at promoting a local sports tourism besides cultural diversity for social-economic development.
Naona pale wanazipasha mizuri moto, wanafanya mazoezi kabisa.
We've partnered together, and we still hope that we'll continue to enrich Camel Derby. Last year we had 26 countries participating, We are yet to get the numbers for this edition, but for sure it has great potential to promote tourism, not only in Samburu, but in Kenya in general. And going forward, we'll work with partners, we'll work with the stakeholders to make sure that we improve and promote the Camel Derby.
Meru County is home to Mount Kenya, and it would be therefore assumed that drought is a foreign phenomenon. However, events in the recent past relating to climate change have not spared this vast county, leaving residents in shock after 10 rivers and streams dried up. The situation is not any different in neighboring Tharaka Nithi County. So where does this leave the residents? Our reporter George Marega did a spot check of these two counties and now reports on the drought diaries of the two regions surrounding Kenya's second biggest water tower.
A flock of sheep and goats steadily make their way while braving the scorching midday heat, their eyes set on cooling their tongues at the borehole. Hundreds of them flock here to quench their thirst as the sun stays overhead and temperatures reach optimum here at Kandabene Market in Tigania West constituency, Meru County. To their utter surprise, this flock is met with empty water troughs. After minutes of waiting, water starts flowing through this pipe and is scrambled for by both residents and their animals. This has been the situation for the last couple of years.
Tunapanda, tunangoja, sisoni, sai ni miaka 10. Hata bila kupata chochote hata nyani kwa mashamba. Hii maji nao, hii ni mbwao moja. Ng'ombe, sai hata tuko na bahati, ng'ombe zile zimebaki zinahama, tunabaki watu wasa sasa tu.
Maji kwanza ndio tunaona ndio umuhimu wa area hii. Mbao atusimbie barabara tupate ndio tutoke kwa hii shinda.
Hata watoto siku hizi sijui kama watarundi shule kwa sababu ya njaa. Hatuna chakula, tafadhalini mtuangalie.
About 5 kilometers from the borehole, a herd of camels slowly walks by behind the mirage to look for food and water. Rocky plains have replaced the once fertile fields, making it difficult for families in this area to engage in any agricultural activity. This is the home of Mary Nkatha. She and her family stare at the empty water jerrycans as they hope to have a solution. The cooking pots are equally empty, and one of her daughters has developed a rare skin condition, which they attribute to the overreaching heat levels in this part of Tigania West. Sometimes the relief food may not be enough.
Ni mahindi hata kuku iwezi kula. Hatuwezi patia watoto, tulikaa huko njaa siku mzima. Kukuja tu kupatia watoto chakula, tulikuja tukalala njaa kwa sababu ya kukosa kitu ya kuwapatia.
Hata maji, sisi maji ni sinda kwetu kwa sababu hii maji ya Kandabene iliwekwa, sijui ni nini iliwekwa. Tukaambiwa kila mtu akae na funguo yake ya kufungua maji. Na sisi tusina pesa ya kutafuta hiyo rosabi.
Surface water has diminished and the rivers have not been spared either. Rocky and dry riverbeds have been witnessed in Mutonga, Thingithu, Kithino, Mariara, Ura, Kathita, Bwadhonaro and Thanatu rivers. Other areas affected in Meru include Igembe North and Bori constituencies. In Tharaka Nithi County, the situation is not any different. Shrubs and baobab trees are a common view here in Kadhangachini, and according to residents, it's been long since they last saw any rain.
Ukiangalia tuko na karibu miaka 5 bila kupata mafuno yoyote ile. Na sasa tunasangaa kwa sababu njaa ni kubwa na hatuna la kulea watoto na hatuna la kufanya, huku mifugo inakufa.
Tuna miaka mingi bila kufuna, 10 hivyo bila kufuna. Maji hatuna maji.
Saa hii hakuna maji. Mambwao yote imekauka.
With the prevailing drought situation, the parents are uncertain of their children's welfare.
Watoto wanataka kufungua shule tarehe 2 Jumatatu na wajui ni nini watafungua naye shule.
We can say that the drought situation here, though not very good, it is at the alert situation, And we are talking if got teams coming from the headquarters, that is from the special programs.
However, in the neighboring Kitui County, the famous River Tana flows, a contrasting difference with the situation in Tharaka. Meteorologists have attributed the pockets of drought in Africa to climate change, which has affected rain patterns. They warn that mitigation is key to salvage the situation. Meanwhile, the government has started distributing relief food to other drought-stricken parts of the country. Now, I am standing on top of the bridge of what used to be the flowing Dangada River. The billowing and raging waters have been replaced by a dry riverbed and people, both men and women, who are trying to gather a few drops from what has been left, a clear indication of the decline of surface water.
Up next is a roundup of agricultural stories that have been trending in other parts of the world.
The government of Ghana has been urged to prioritize investments in markets for agricultural products in order to enhance and sustain commodity exchanges in the agricultural value chain. Speaking at a multi-stakeholder engagement forum organized by the New York University Center for Technology and Economic Development, the Executive Director of Africa House Conference, Professor Nyako, said that the aim is to assess and empower smallholder farmers for effective and efficient utilization of markets for agricultural produce, particularly in the rural sub-Saharan Africa. In other news, a crackdown has been mounted in Rwanda for fish poachers to comply with the government's directive to suspend fish activities in Lake Kivu until October 13 to allow restocking. According to a statement issued recently in the Ministry of Agriculture and Animal Resources, the 2-month suspension of fishing activities, which is known as biological break, is intended to allow fish to multiply and should be observed by fishing communities. Illegal fishing activities are among the factors threatening fish production in the lake, especially during the 2-month suspension. In a bid to boost Thailand income, the Asian country is said to propose up to $850 million in subsidies for rubber farmers. The plan, which may be considered by Thailand's cabinet next week, will benefit more than 1.4 million farmers and nearly 300,000 rubber tapers between October and September next year. The government will set floor prices for some rubber products, including unmasked sheets, latex, and cap lamps, and farmers will be paid the price difference. Reporting for Farmers TV, I'm Valentine Atieno.
On today's segment of Sauti ya Mkulima, we feature poultry farmers in Kakamega County.
Nilianza na broiler. Broiler hazikuwa na market sana. Nikaingia kwa bia kienyeji. That's when nika realize hiyo kienyeji inachukua long time. Hiyo long time ndio nikasema afadhali ni change. Niyo chicken tu bado lakini ni change. Biashara ya kuku nilianza sababu niliona Jomba akifanya. Hakuanza kutunza, yeye alianza tu kufanya. Sasa sijui alianzia wapi lakini mimi nilianza na kufuga. Sasa hizo hasara zenye nilipata kufuga, time wasting, labda unalisha, inaenda na consume chakula mingi. Nikaamua wachana niache na hiyo, niende kufanya ile ya Jomba.
Asubuhi nikiamka lazima niamuke, nisafishe nyumba yenye wanalala, nitoe feeders, drinkers, zote nisafishe na disinfectant tuko nayo. Nikisha safisha hizo vitu zote hivyo, nachukua chakula na wapatia, nachukua maji safi na wapatia. Na hiyo ni kila siku, rutini ya kila siku ninafanya hivyo. So kwa saa hizi kama wenye wako hapo ndani na walisha mara 2 kwa siku. Asubuhi na saa 8.
Shida kubwa tu ni ile ya kuuza market. Nikipata market mahali itakufanya vizuri. Kama saa hii hizi ziko tayari, unaweza toa ama zenye ziko kubwa hivyo unapeleka, lakini sasa unapeleka wapi? Mtu anakuja mmoja alafu naona haikufaidi sana. Ukipata pamoja inakuwa at least.
Now let's look at how different agricultural commodities are performing in different markets across the country.
Mama boy, aki si biashara si rahisi. Wacha si tukae tu hapa na stress.
Ati stress. Sijakwambia next week nafungua kiosk.
Hey, Jumina, weka.
Need to save? Weka na KCB M-Pesa. Save money easily on your phone at over 6% interest rate. Go to the M-Pesa menu, loans and savings, select KCB M-Pesa and start saving now. The more you save, the more you can borrow. KCB M-Pesa.
Now, we've been getting quite a lot of feedback from you on our SMS line on your screen, as well as on our social media pages at Farm Kenya. And I'm going to take some time and read through some of that feedback. The first one is from James from Meru. He says, morning KTN Farmers TV. I have watched a fish farmer from Imenti South and I would like to visit his farm. Kindly assist with his contacts. I will appreciate to get in touch. Thank you so much, James, for tuning into KTN Farmers TV and for sharing your feedback with us. Our team will be in contact with you shortly. We have here somebody called Sami Omolo from Nairobi who says, Agri News, where can I get avocado seedlings? Hi, Sami. Thank you so much for tuning into KTN Farmers TV. I will connect you to someone called Peter Mondo, who sells avocado seedlings, and you can contact him on 0721 999 153. Moving on, there's someone else who says, I really love and enjoy your programs, but how can someone get the programs in print media or in any other form? You're very educative, and we can get rid of poverty in Kenya through you guys. Thank you so much for tuning into KTN Farmers TV. For episodes that have aired on KTN Farmers TV, you can watch them on our YouTube page, that is at Farmers TV Kenya. We're also on print media, that is on Smart Harvest on Saturday, and also on Mount Kenya Star on Monday. We have also here somebody called Amos Omondi who says, hi, I'm interested in farming and I need to know where I can get sprinklers. Kindly help. Thank you. Waiting positive result from you. Thank you so much, Amos, for tuning in. There are various companies where you can get good quality sprinklers, such as Elgon Kenya, as well as Davis Shirtlift. We will have someone from the team contact you to connect you to some of these companies. And lastly, we have someone who says, hello, in which of your program can I benefit in rearing a chicken? Thank you so much for tuning into KTN Farmers TV. You can watch Poultry Farming that airs every Monday at 7 p.m. Thank you so much for tuning into Agri News. Keep the conversation going on our social media platforms at Farm Kenya and also on our SMS line on your screen. Make sure that when you're sending in your feedback, start with the word Agri News, your name and where you're coming from. I'm Esther Gishuki, and until next time, goodbye.